We're gonna try this again. Hey guys, it's Catherine. This is Little Bits of Heaven Homestead. I tried this a few minutes ago and apparently my phone battery strength just totally drops in the cold. So I'm gonna kind of rush through this. I just wanted to show you guys my rabbits in the winter setup. It's not that much different than my setup in the summer, as I don't try and restrict any airflow. It's important for rabbits to always have airflow, as they will with their ammonia and poop, pee and poop, and ammonia will start to build up. So you always want to have good airflow. I don't know if you can see here, but I've got this side open here, and then you can't see it, but that side is also open. So he's still got plenty of air moving through, but he is protected from any wind, rain, or snow. Most of our rain, snow, and predominant wind comes from the west over here, and so we strategically located all of our pens, our chicken coops, our goat houses, our rabbit hutches, so that they are blocking any sort of predominant wind and or inclement weather that may be blowing in their direction. But I wanted to show you what I do for my animals over the winter. So this is one of my does. This is Penny. She's a Velveteen Lop. You can see that I've got boards for her to get up off the wire so that she's not sitting on wire all the time. She has a nest box, and that's because she is one of my does and I do breed her regularly. Let's see if I can turn this. This is Roger. He is my Velveteen Lop buck. And you can see I have a tire in there with him. And I try and stuff all of their housing with straw over the winter. So you can use hay during the summer. The advantage of straw over the winter is that it's hollow. And so it's gonna act as an insulator. And so if you put it in there and their body heat warms it up, it'll maintain some of that heat. So this is one of my not inside kitties, Rose. Whoop, so I'm still learning how to use the stick, which is very high tech. So I did want to show you this. If we are expecting like crazy blowing snow, I will come out here and staple feed sacks to the outside of my hutches. And not so much to keep them insulated on the inside, it's more to keep that snow and rain out. But again, it's not super high tech. I do use, let's see here. I have some, can you guys see that? I do have some J feeders in some of my hutches, and I like to use these rubber bowls. I tried using water bottles for many years. I liked the flip top rubber water bottles for a while, and then I found in our intense sun and over the winter that it wasn't necessarily an ideal system. So I switched over to these rubber bowls because especially in the winter, they want to ice up and you can take them and knock them out easily, where the rubber or the water bottles were hard to thaw. So I really like these rubber bowls. I also use heavy bottom dog bowls. I'm not sure if we can see it in this one. Let's see. I'll walk over here. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can figure this thing out so that I can get it to turn. Come on. Okay. So in here I do have some dog bowls, and that's a stainless steel bowl right there. And so you are not limited to your options. In one of them I have a ceramic dog bowl. Not my favorite because it does want to be difficult in order to dump out water, so I use the ceramic bowls for feed. But my rabbits, I do feed them rations. They are not free fed. So I found that if I'm not rationing their feed, I get fat rabbits. And fat rabbits don't want to breed. If they do breed, they don't want to conceive. If they do conceive, I've had issues with early term abortions or miscarriages. And so I found my best system for raising rabbits year round is to ration their feed. They will eat a little more over the winter than they do in the summer. So do keep that in mind if you are looking at rationing your feed. The typical rule of thumb with meat rabbits is 1 ounce per pound, and that's by weight. You're not doing a measured, you're doing a weighted ration. So I found really good luck with my rabbits if I ration their feed. So I always keep boys on the left, girls on the right. That way I don't have to remember who is who. My joke is that girls are on the right because girls are always right. So, and then these are my grow out pens here. I do have, these two are my breeders, and I have another grow out pen right here. So you can see, hello Kathleen. So helps them deposit the fat where they need it most. Are you talking about rationing their feed? So I have found that if I'm not rationing feed, I end up with really fat rabbits. So this right here is where I store my feed. So I try to keep at least 2 50-pound bags. I go with a rabbit breeder. It's an 18% feed. We do have a local feed mill and they've got really great formulas, so I feel good about this feed. I've tried doing fodder. I don't have enough time to keep up with fodder. I was feeding all sorts of things initially. So hello Jennifer, she says, I really like your setup. Thank you. So this was years of building. We didn't get here overnight. You can see my coop in the background, some of my transitionary coops back here, goat pens. So this has been 5.5 years worth of work. And we've allowed our system to evolve. I would highly suggest that you don't get locked into any particular system. So initially when I brought my first rabbit home, I brought home a couple of wire cages. I'm not opposed to wire cages. We just found that these work really well for us. And I don't know if you can tell, but most of our wood is broken down pallets. We look for the heat treated pallets. My husband busted apart most of the wood here. And so we've got cover sheets as our top to our pens. You would get those at any steel supplier that sells. Hello Douglas, welcome. Happy New Year to you too. So these are cover sheets. They are an R panel. It's just any standard roofing that you would buy at any sort of steel warehouse. The cover sheet, all that it is it protects the pallet of regular roofing that somebody would be buying. It's the top sheet that protects it from banding, scuffing, any sort of junk. So they're imperfect panels, but as far as using them around the homestead, perfect. And you can usually get a discount on them versus buying standard sheets. So we did use hardware cloth. That is not necessarily recommended in the rabbit world. And if I were to do these pens again, I would be using a different size wire. 1/2x1 is recommended. You want a galvanized after weld because that's going to be better for your rabbit paws. And you want to make sure that the 1/2-inch side is facing up versus the 1-inch side so that they've got more square footage for their paws. But in order to circumvent any sort of things like sore hawks in my pens, I've put down, in the summer we use ceramic tiles. I got those free from a flooring company in town. They were their samples. They had a pile in the back. Said go ahead and take as many as you want. In the winter, I like to use plywood or any sort of leftover chunks of wood that we have, and that just gives them an opportunity to get up off the ground. So again, we try to give them some sort of housing in each and every one. In the winter, we stuff them with straw, try and give them a space to get up off the wire. And they're pretty resilient animals. They've got a lot of fur on them. They are built for the cold. I've got cottontails running around my yard right now like this isn't even phasing them. So let's see if I can see any of my other animals. So chickens tend to not want to come out in the snow. So they will come out if mostly because they have to, because my chicken and bird feeding station is right here. As I do allow my birds to open range. I have some fencing so they have some protection, but for the most part they are free to go wherever it is they choose to go. And right now they are in the coop because they do not like the snow. My ducks on the other hand, let's see if we can see them. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see them. They are over there playing in their sandbox. Nope, they are over here. So let's see, standing right there in front of the coop, along with one crazy chicken. So you can see that animals are not necessarily fazed by the snow. Hello, Heaven's Gates Cherry Farm, welcome. So my battery is telling me that it's 20%. I don't necessarily trust it because it beat me a little bit ago at 20% and then my phone died. So I just wanted to show you guys my winter wonderland. You can see, let's see. It's not gonna let me show you guys the mountains. Oh, there we go. So beautiful mountains in the snow. I love this time of year. It makes it a little hard to work, but it is certainly beautiful. With enough layers, you can stay warm, and homesteaders don't have the luxury of staying inside. We have animals that need us to care for them regardless of the weather conditions. So I just wanted to show you guys my rabbit setup, show you that you can raise animals in cold conditions. There is nothing preventing you from homesteading over the winter. So if this is something you are wondering about as far as raising animals in cold conditions, I hope this was helpful. If you guys don't already subscribe, please click the button, click that little bell to let you know when I am live. Thank you so much for joining me, and we shall see you later. Bye.